It's so important to me to work out of my comfort zone as an interior designer. I achieve great things on a very, very tight budget. My design philosophy is to make the most out of what people have already. I'm transforming spaces. I mean, who doesn't want to do that? My name is Dyan, with a Y, D-Y-A-N. I am an interior designer, stylist, stager, and personal home decorator. I love colour, splashes of colour. I want to take risks with colour, but I don't want to overwhelm. Lots of stripes, I'm a big fan of stripes. I always like to add that little bit of a wow factor, that little bit of a shock. I don't want to startle you, but I definitely want to make you remember me. When people hire me, either their home isn't selling and they need something to make it come alive, or they hire me to start with a completely empty canvas and I create a vision for them. There was a project in New York in a penthouse, and it had sat on the market for 2 years, and the seller thought that the space sold itself. A lot of people have a hard time envisioning an empty space and how much you can do with an empty room. The space itself was a dream to do, but winning the seller over was the hard part. And when I did that, it sold 6 weeks after I had staged it. It had been sitting there for 2 years. You may think that my design is heading in one direction, but then suddenly I'll throw something in unexpected. I can be very rock and roll, but at the same time incredibly traditional. For example, this room where I'm sitting right now was really fun to do. I really went into the mind of the people who lived here and thought about what kind of things worked for them. This is a more traditional home. I wanted to fit architecturally in with the style of the home, but yet I think you'll see a trace of my style in every job that I do. From the little kind of green balls that I have here, I love that splash of colour, and then also the fur throw that's on the traditional floral sofa. My style is an eclectic mix of so many different things. I really think it's the story of my past. It's all my experiences, life experiences put together. I started modelling at 16. I was discovered on the streets of London by Kate Moss's model agent. This is me. I had a really successful modelling career. I was travelling all over the world, and I moved to New York at the age of 25. And within the year, I had married Michael Hilfiger, Tommy Hilfiger's brother. And we had a very, very successful clothing line called Rock Point Couture. And we dressed bands like Aerosmith, Jane's Addiction, Duran Duran, and some of my favourite members of the Rolling Stones, Ronnie Wood and Keith Richards, which I just die. Fashion really inspires the way that I decorate people's homes. Here's a little look into my wardrobe. The pinstripe, very, very classy, very sophisticated. You can do a pinstripe cushion, you could do a black cushion against a grey throw. I mean, it's inspirations for a colour palette here. Now, I would get inspired from these. You could find a matching fabric and, you know, upholster an ottoman in it. I never pay full price for anything, and people would never know it. You really don't have to spend a lot to achieve a really gorgeous, sumptuous look. Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Daffy's, Home Goods, Pottery Barn. It's all about how you throw things together. I'm half American. My dad is American, my mother's English. She's an interior designer.
Oh, that's cool. You're going to have that anywhere.
And she was one of the first ever stagers and stylists in the UK in the 1980s.
Oh, is this what you're going for? Something like that?
Yeah. Check out this and look at the long head. Look at that velvet. It's so cool. Plus, let's not forget my mother's taught me everything that I know, pretty much. My business is about helping. I get such pleasure from seeing the smile on someone's face from the simplest thing that to me is second nature. Because I really care about how people feel. I have a deep, big heart. It upsets me when people are unhappy. I'm gonna come and hug you, watch out.